Hello and welcome back to Paranormal NL Podcast, located in Newfoundland and Labrador, Canada. I'm your host and founder, Jen Noseworthy. Thanks for tuning in to UPRN, United Public Radio Network, 107.7 FM in New Orleans and 105.3 FM on that Gulf. Watch and listen to PNL Podcast every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern on UPRNTalkRadio.com. For tonight's Paranormal Hunters episode on UPRN segment number 78, I've got two special guests waiting backstage from Texas and Oklahoma, who I'll bring on shortly. Now it's time to grab your favorite spooky beverage, a few ghosty munchies, and get ready for the show tonight. Paranormal NL Podcast is sponsored by the BOG Team. It's a boots-on-the-ground BOG team doing historical paranormal investigations in Newfoundland, Canada. Now, if you find yourself coming back to the show and you like the content, please smash that subscribe button. Gratitude. It all helps. You can grab your PNL Podcast and BOG Team merch at TeePublic on our Linktree, Paranormal NL Podcast. All BOG Team music heard in the intro and the exit is available for download and use on all social media and streaming music platforms. And we got to give a shout out tonight to Alienate UK, Mr. Andy Booth, for making that really cool intro for us. And if you want an intro like that, Andy says you can get yours for 10% off with the discount code of JVN. Now, Paranormal NL Podcast believes in supporting international paranormal networking and highlighting global paranormal people, places, and things. Now, let's get on with the show. I've got two special guests tonight. So far, I've got Leila Olivarri. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Should I say welcome back? Because you've been on before, way back in, my gosh, when were you on? You were on season 2, episode 132 with Teal Gray, and you were on season 2, episode 138. So welcome back.
Thank you. I'm glad to be back.
And we've got Miss Jamie Mose. Welcome back, Jamie.
Hello.
Now, you've been on the PNL podcast before also, Jamie, and I want to say you were on with the same episode, season 2, episode 132 with Teal Gray when you guys were over in Denton, Texas, I do believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we were doing a Halloween event there.
It was. It was a fun event too. So who wants to start first with telling UPRN, the folks around the world, a little bit about yourselves?
Whoever, do you want to go first, Leila?
Okay. Miss Leila, you're on tap. I don't know if she can hear us. Jamie, do you want to go?
Okay, sure. My name is Jamie Mose. I'm from Ardmore, Oklahoma. I've been in the paranormal for probably about 23, 24 years now. And I started out kind of like everybody else, going to the cemeteries and the abandoned buildings and things like that. But over time, I've learned, a whole lot more about it. And I've gotten to where now I've got friends all over the world. I've been ghost hunting in the UK 3 times, Ireland. So I've been all over the place, and not in every state in the United States, but almost every state. So
yes, I remember a lot of the different photos that you shared with me before. If you feel welcome tonight, if you want to share or present any of the photos that you have, that would be fun too.
Okay.
Yeah. And Miss Leila, can you hear us now? I don't know if she can. Do you want to keep going? And I'll see if I can chat with her off screen.
Okay.
Let's see here. Let's give a shout out. We haven't given a shout out yet to the Para Hunters. Do you want to give a shout out to the Para Hunters?
Sure. So the Para Hunters, we're kind of an eclectic team from all across some different states. And we try to do different events, mainly around the Halloween time. We are paired up with Denton, Texas, and we do a lot of events in Denton. We also do an event in Weatherford, Texas, at the Pythian Children's Home there. So we do quite a bit with the Para Hunters. We also will do sometimes investigations at different places when people invite us to come do investigations. So we don't do that as often as the Halloween activities, but we do those sometimes. And then for me, I did forget to let you know, and I left out that I'm also a haunted doll collector. And
yes.
So as of right now, I have, I think, about 24 dolls. I got a couple of new ones here lately.
Ooh, you want to tell us about your new haunted dolls? Yeah, actually, we did an episode. I'll pull it up. That was Tuesday, August the 5th last year.
Yes.
Was when you did your haunted doll episode.
Yes. Well,
Leila, can you hear us now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Oh, we got audio now. Okay, sorry about that. We were talking about haunted dolls, but Jamie's got a few new ones.
Oh, I haven't even met the new ones yet. I'm jealous.
Well, I haven't talked to them yet. I've been so busy. I've had a lot of health issues going on. I'm getting ready to have 2 surgeries. I'll have a surgery on my neck and a surgery on my back. And it's just been kind of crazy. But these 2 dolls came up as kind of the same situation that a lot of people get into. They bought them at an antique shop. And then when they got them home, they started seeing things, hearing things. But I've gotten them home and they haven't really bothered me or done anything. So, but
I have to ask, Jamie, you said you were having some surgery in that. Now, some people believe that some haunted objects can actually physically affect you. Have you found that any of your dolls or your haunted objects have physically affected you?
No, this is years of wear and tear on my body from doing the job that I do and everything, because I have to do a lot of lifting, pulling, pushing, and everything because I work in healthcare. So
I can definitely appreciate that. But I did have to throw out that question and ask from a paranormal perspective. I'm sure a lot of people were probably wondering the same question. Now, since we got Leila back on stage and audio up and going on her end, do you want to give a shout out to yourself and what it is you do?
Yeah, my name.
I'm going to pull up a previous episode that you were on before.
I was on there with Miss Tammy. That was fun. And Miss Hill before.
Yes.
And I am Leila. I'm in Texas. I'm close to the Dallas area, and I'm with the Para Hunters. I'm formerly with the Warren Legacy Foundation. I'm no longer a member. A bunch of us have left, and it's kind of not the same as it was, but still with the Para Hunters, still hanging out with Jamie, and we're still doing our thing when we go out and do our ghost hunts.
I guess you can talk a little bit about the Warren legacy too. I know there's been a lot of different things happening, with that. But you also do some other things. Aren't you? Oh, there she goes again.
Uh-oh.
We have a bad connection. we're flip-flopping back and forth. I'm going to bring some other stuff on the stage. Now, you also do some work, Jamie, with TWC, right? The Wraith Chaser?
Oh, yes. Yes. I'm on one of their episodes called Ghost Mob. We got to investigate the Old South Pittsburgh Hospital. Almost said the wrong one.
Yeah. I got a picture of that here somewhere. I'll pull up. But you guys, do you do that every year, or is it just every now and again that you guys get to do that?
So far right now, I believe they've only done 4 episodes. And so I'm not sure if they're going to try to do any more right now. But as far as on YouTube and on Amazon Prime, only the first 2 episodes have been released. They haven't released the last 2. So hopefully pretty soon they'll get the other ones released. But I'm in episode 2, and that is showing now on YouTube and on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, I have it over here somewhere. I'll try to find it. Here we go. Ghost Mob episode 2. Looks like you guys were sold out also.
Oh, yeah. Well, what they did is they picked 10 different people from 10 different walks of life, different states, everything. And they had us all come together, and we're ghost hunters, all of us are. And so we investigated. They interviewed us just to learn about us and to see, what we did and everything. And then they had us all investigate together. And so it turned out to be really, really neat. We had a good time.
Fun stuff.
Yeah.
Now, it's with Chris and Mike, right? But now, because they're part of a larger group that used to be on TV.
Yeah, they used to be, but that was the Tennessee Wraith Chasers. But there were some issues, so they split away from the big group. And so it's just Chris and Mike, and it's just called Wraith Chasers now with them.
So that happens a lot with the paranormal. You find a lot of different things like that going on. But I'm trying to get poor... Leila keeps popping in and out of the studio. She's back.
Yeah, I don't know why my sound keeps going off when it clicks to different things.
You got the ghosts messing around with your gear, girl.
Something. I'm telling you, it's been a day already, so something's going on.
Now, Jamie, you were telling us about some of your haunted dolls, your new ones. Where did you find them?
Well, the people that bought them at an antique store, they started having issues, and then word got around, to them that I was a haunted doll collector and that I deal with them a lot. And so they actually contacted me here at my work because, a lot of people know where I work here in this area. And so they contacted me and asked, and they came up here and basically threw the dolls at the girl at the front desk.
Oh, no.
And we're like, we don't want them anymore. And so I have them now, but they haven't bothered me. We've gotten along just great. So, but I haven't gotten to talk to them yet. I need to take the time to sit down and ask, because I don't have any abilities or anything. So I have to use, my spirit box and dowsing rods and all those things to talk to them.
So I have to ask, you've been at the Jefferson, right?
Yes. Oh, yes. Several times.
Have you encountered anything with this doll here? Because Twin Paranormal recently were there and had an episode.
I saw that. Now, I've been around Eddie, but he's not ever done anything with me around. But now I'm a little jealous because he hasn't done anything with me around. But yes, I saw that, what happened with them. So that's crazy. But,
and I'm wondering, when they were there, because they have their own attachment and his name begins with a K. But during that episode, I know that there's another entity there that begins with an N, I do believe. Do either one of you remember his name?
I don't. It's been a while since I've been there.
I think it's Nick. I shouldn't say
I was thinking Nick, but
yeah, because they say don't say his name because it gets angry, and that's why I didn't want to say it. But he didn't come out at all during that episode, and I was wondering, I wonder, was it really Eddie or was it the other entity being angry?
I don't know, but That's the thing with the Jefferson. There are so many there, and it seems like there's some transients that also kind of pop in and out. Because we've talked to Civil War soldiers, we've talked to children. I mean, we've talked to a lot of different spirits there.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah, because there's so many objects in there. It's just ridiculous.
Well, it really is.
You just don't know where it's coming from.
The building itself has been many different things over the years. It was a skating rink. It's been a hotel a couple of times. Yeah, there's been a lot of different things that it's been. So
okay, interesting. Now, Leila, did you want to continue about, I know you had mentioned earlier you were with the Warren Legacy. Do you want to explain to the folks listening around the world? Some people don't know who they are, right? Some maybe people listening for the first time or don't know much about the paranormal might not know who Ed and Lorraine are. Did you want to talk a little bit about them and what's going on recently with all their stuff?
Yeah, of course. Ed and Lorraine Warren, they're to me one of the founding people in paranormal. They came out and they were helping people before it was like it is now, where it's accepted. So when they came out, it was in the late 70s. No one really knew who they were or what they were doing, but they were ostracized a lot. And, to this day, there's still a controversy around them, but they still were one of the first people that went out helping people before there was Ghost Adventures, before there was all that stuff. We all used to kind of talk in secret about what we do, not like we do now, but the Warren Legacy Foundation that I was a part of was like that. But it was more modern, so we were worldwide, so we were on Zoom a lot. A lot of my cases we did were on Zoom. But that was actually pretty good because we had people nationwide, worldwide, that if we had any issues, and we did have a pretty serious case that I was on and immediately had to get a bunch more people on it. And it was so much more helpful to be where we can just jump on and get everyone's advice and see what was going on.
Yeah, they were kind of like the boots on the ground folks. Now, since we were talking about dolls, I know that they were kind of, I guess, involved with this doll. Did you want to talk about this doll?
Yes, Annabelle. Annabelle has created a lot of controversy. I know after both of the Warrens passed away, they're both passed away. They kind of took recently Annabelle out on a tour. I don't know if anyone saw, but everywhere that Annabelle went, there was issues. So maybe that's what's going on with my Wi-Fi right now. But there's
an
people
author,
got sick.
Someone who wrote a book called the Smurl Haunting, and his book got turned into the movie. I didn't see the movie. Did y'all watch the movie?
I did watch the movie. It was, I think it kind of focused more on the Warren's daughter than it did on the story. So I love the movie. It was just, I wished we would have had more storyline on it.
Yeah. The Smurl house is, tell us a little bit about that. I know there's been a lot of stuff in the news about that lately.
Yeah, the Smurl was pretty much, the entire house was haunted. So they were trying to do an exorcism on the house, but there was a family that was living there that, slowly, it always starts, I think, with the kids. The kids were experiencing stuff and the parents don't ever really want to deal with it until some stuff starts happening to them. But they eventually called in the Warrens to come help and try to do an exorcism on the house to calm everything down.
Right. Yeah. Was it the Conjuring? Was that the name of the movie?
The one that did the Smurls was the last one. I can't remember the name of it. I think it was Devil's Rights. I can't remember.
Okay.
But
There's
the Conjuring was the
so
first one.
Different movies out. Yeah.
Yeah. That was the first one that came out. That was a house in Connecticut.
Now, didn't they recently take Annabelle and bring her somewhere else, and that house is not on the go anymore or something?
Yeah, they took her kind of on a tour. She actually came here to Texas to San Antonio, and I wasn't able to go down there. But yeah, I feel like, little things kept happening in every city she was at, and everyone obviously blamed Annabelle. I don't think necessarily everything was, but I think people can kind of like an egregore. People just manage it and they manifest it. They think stuff is going to happen, so stuff happens.
Yes, I know when I had Patty Negri on, she kind of talked about egregores, and it really does give them power, right? And it could be just not even an animate object, but an inanimate object, like the doll, right? Or anything, really, if you keep talking about it, right? Just the same at the Jefferson with that entity that we talked about,
Yeah, 100%. We've had a lot of the cases we had were like that. There was a lot of the times too, there was like a teenage daughter that was in the house, and their emotions was just kind of the fear, and then their emotions all over the place were kind of causing it to be worse than it needed to be. But once we talked to the families and calmed them down, everything else tended to calm down as well.
Now, you guys have done a few investigations together, right?
Oh yes, we've done several.
Yeah.
Is there one in particular that kind of sticks out in your mind as extra spooky or weird?
The last one we went to was Brushy Mountain, and I had tons of fun there. It was just there was 5 of us there for the whole night, so we got a lot of activity. Jamie got some really cool video of a ghost smoking a cigarette. Yeah, it was really cool. We had doors slamming on us, and then we had a non-paranormal event that probably scared us more than anything else.
What happened with that?
Jamie and I decided to go into, was it the gymnasium, Jamie?
Yes.
We went into the gymnasium, and keep in mind before we start, because that's one thing people don't think of. When you go to locations, it's not like a hotel where it's all accommodations are nice. There's stuff that's going to be outdoors. So when they talked to us, they kept telling us about there was a lot of snakes, there was a lot of poisonous snakes, to watch out for the snakes.
Oh, no.
Over and over. So me and Jamie go into the gym by ourselves, and we started hearing noises. So I think snake, I don't know what Jamie thought, but it ended up being a giant rat is what it was.
Oh, no. Are you serious?
Yes.
That could be worse. I know. Just
Right?
trying to think about going to sleep with that chewing on you.
Exactly. It was fun though. We had a lot of fun there. We like I said, we had doors slam on us. Jamie got the cigarette. I had dangly earrings on.
Yeah.
And I had a child spirit that was playing. It was like skeleton earrings, and he kept messing with my earrings. It was pretty cool.
Oh,
And of course, we heard
cool.
voices and footsteps, and then I got a picture of a light that was actually like in the death row part of the prison. And as I was walking by, and of course I didn't see it at the time, but when I went back to review my evidence, I got a light that was like just circling around, and so it wasn't like it emanated its own light. So that was really neat. That's the first time I caught one of those.
Don't you love it, like when you're off camera and you're not, paying attention, and then something happens? It's like, you don't have your camera or your video rolling, but some of the coolest stuff happens at those times, don't they?
I agree, especially when you're first setting up.
Yes.
You get excited and get everything ready, and nothing happens.
That's funny. So you've been to a lot of other places internationally, Jamie. Is there one? I think you did mention Leap Castle. You said that was one of your big ones that you really enjoyed. There was a lot of different evidence, right?
Oh, yes. We had a lot of stuff happen there. We talked to a couple of different spirits there. It was very, very interesting. But also we went to the Hellfire Cave. That was really cool too. When we went down in there, we actually just went there for a tour. So we went at the very last slot of the night or evening. And when we got there, the people that were there before us had already come out. So they were sitting outside. So whenever we went in, me and my friend were the only ones in the whole entire cave. We heard voices, a rock got thrown at us, footsteps, and then my friend even got punched in the side. I mean, a lot of stuff happened in there. That was a really good place. And then we also went to the Paris catacombs. There wasn't a lot of people in there, but we caught just a few things in there, but it was actually pretty quiet down in there, but it was just amazing just to get to see it and be there.
Spooky. Being surrounded by so many bones. Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Did you have any like nightmares after any particular location that you went to that kind of was, really bad?
Yeah. No, I've never had any nightmares or anything.
That's good. How about you, Leila?
I've not had any nightmares. I've had, stuff follow me back, but nothing crazy. I don't know if it's because we're used to it.
Yeah.
What kind of stuff have you had follow you home?
I've just had I think they're nice spirits, and I also think it's also some family members that have been around that I've experienced, but it's just, nothing bad. Like one time I had my bedroom door open, and it was dark, so I saw the light come in. I thought it was my daughter, so I had texted her. I'm like, "Hey, did you need me? I'm awake." I thought she thought I was sleeping, and she's like, "I don't know what you're talking about. I'm in the bathroom right now." So stuff like that is nothing scary to me. I think it's kind of cool, but sometimes they get the dogs barking at night, and I'll just say, "Stop, please let us sleep." and it'll go away.
We're the same way. We get a lot of benevolent spirits and orbs and stuff coming on, like the home security cameras and stuff downstairs. And we even tried trail cam one time, and we just stopped doing it because it was way too much activity. We're like, that's
too much going on. I know, it's almost to the point where do you really want to know everything that's going on?
Exactly. But it is kind of cool though when the benevolent ones follow you around, like on Spirit Talker and stuff.
Yeah.
And they know you by name and things like that. Do you get much of that benevolent family hanging out with you?
I do. My dad recently passed away, and I know Jamie's did too, but thank you. But I think he tends to pop up. I think also he's one of my guardians, and he's one of my spirit guides, so I tend to feel him around a lot. And it's crazy when me and Jamie get together, I think our relatives like each other. And it's almost sometimes where we can't get anything else in the location because they're coming through so much.
Yeah.
Love that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So they really kind of want to talk to you and, see how you're doing kind of thing.
Yes.
Yeah, it was so funny. One of the main places that happened was at the Sally House in Atchison, Kansas. Yeah, it was kind of funny because, I had some relatives come through that I hadn't even thought about. They've been dead for like 30 years, And so they were coming through and they were saying they love me and all this kind of stuff. And then Leila's grandmother came through and was talking to her in Spanish and things like that. And so we kept talking and talking. And finally we were like, hey, y'all, we really love y'all and everything, but can y'all back off so we can talk to the actual spirits that we came here to talk to?
Now, you had mentioned the Sally House. That happened a couple times to a couple different investigators where their spirit guides came through very strong. And do you think it's because they were trying to protect you and tell you, hey, there's something not good here, either leave or I'm going to stay here and protect you kind of thing?
Well, I've been in the Sally House several times, and I have this theory about it that I think a lot of people, things happen with what they bring with them, because there's been so many houses that they say they're demonic, that there's all kinds of really horrible stuff that happens. But then when I go, nothing bad happens. I get like you said, the benevolent spirits, and I get family and things like that, but nothing ever really bad. I mean, there's only been maybe like 3 places where I've actually run into actual demonics, but otherwise, like the Sally House, I've never had anything bad happen there to me.
Could be more egregore kind of stuff, like you were saying. Now, you said there were 3 particular places that you've been that was kind of scary. What 3 places were those?
Well, one was a jail in Granbury, Texas. That was actually the very first time that I had ever had anything like that happen to me, because same thing there. They kept saying there's something really bad here. I'd been there several times. Nothing bad had happened. And then that last time I was there, all of our equipment started going off back and forth, and all this stuff started happening. And whatever it was had a lot of energy. And I knew right away, I was like, this is not human. And then I never have any feelings because I don't have any I'm not psychic. I'm not anything. And my stomach twisted and I got a really cold sensation up my spine. And my body knew right away I did not need to be here. So we all left. We, packed up all of our equipment. We left. We blessed ourselves, cleansed ourselves, and then we went ahead and left, because that was the first time that had ever happened. And then in Louisville, Kentucky, at a graveyard there, we were there, and apparently there was one section that was, I guess, for satanic people, because when I first walked up, I thought it was like Jewish. I thought it was like the Star of David and things like that. But then I started looking closer, and I'm like, this is not the Star of David. And then I started noticing like little trinkets and things, and it was a satanic. She was a mother of some sort in the satanic cult or whatever you want to call it. I'm not sure what you call it, sect, whatever. But
so you kind of knew, like, well, that's good that your body kind of sensed it, and your guardians were like, hey, time to leave, right?
Yes. Yeah.
How about you,
Jamie, haven't you been told that you're a natural blocker?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I think one was the first time I met Jamie was at Frontier Village here, that is up in Grayson County, which is north of me. Still, it's like close to the Texas-Oklahoma border. but it's this neat little place where they've gotten all the different little villages, and all the village is made up of buildings that they've brought in together to this place. And some of them have history, like, there was a shootout in one of the churches with Jesse James, that
Wow.
kind of stuff. But we had a tour guide there. So each house, there was like a guardian of the house that they were in charge of taking care of the house. And one of the guardians of the houses was with us that night. And his name was Aaron. I'll never forget this, but we were in one of the houses that they said was more negative. And I don't remember if it was Jamie and I, but we had gone upstairs to put some equipment up, and they said, don't. They're like, you're pissing them off. Come back downstairs. So we came back downstairs, and we were kind of talking, and I look over and I notice Aaron and I have it on video, he just completely drains of color, and he's slumped back in his chair, and he keeps pointing towards his Bible. And this is one of the first time I met Teal too. And Teal was like, well, Leila used to be a shaman, so you need to go over there and start praying over him and help him. And I was like, okay. So I think I did, and he snapped out of it, and we took him out of the house. And once he left the house, he was fine.
Good, good. I mean, that's the important part about it, is trying to protect yourself,
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about some of the protection stuff that y'all do?
Oh gosh, I use a lot of actually holy water, and then I use holy oil, and then of course I use sage and things like that too, white sage.
And they say putting it at the base of your neck is good too, because that's where a lot of it enters in through that part, right?
Yeah.
It does. And we always do protection prayers when we get there. And if it's like a really bad location that, like Jamie's talking about, where it just feels dark, we do, protection prayer when we leave. We spray we have the holy water that we use on each other, and just make sure we're protected. And sometimes though, you're so tired, you forget. You're just wanting to go home.
That's the thing, right? Sometimes you do forget, especially if it's a really late night. And you had mentioned being like physically drained. I mean, sometimes they do, like you get like a paranormal hangover, like that night or the next day, you feel like you've been completely drained, right?
Yeah, 100%. Anytime after a long investigation, I feel like that.
Yeah. Got to give a shout out to one of your para hunters. Looks like Jenny Van Hoos. She was on with Adam Ramos, and they talked about the Jefferson Hotel attacks and how they were kind of drained, and her mate Dale was, he was attacked too, physically.
Yeah, it can happen. And I think, I don't know when we've ever had anything happen. Actually, at the Frontier Village, I got scratched, but I always think it's cool. I'm not like, oh my God, me and Jamie are like, they're like, don't go over there. And me and Jamie are the first ones to go over there.
Yeah. Let's go.
And you got scratched.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a real thing. I think they're using your energy because, sometimes I also wonder if they're like, ugh, them again? Why are they here again?
We've been at a few locations, and I've had some weird things happen. Yeah. You come home and you take a picture, and it's like, yeah, that's definitely 3 long red welts. And it was more of a burn, not a scratch. And I remember when the 3 of us were there, a couple of members of the BOG team, it was swearing at us because we started praying and stuff like that. And
we've been pouring out a lot.
Yeah.
Very soft, right? Now I got to give a shout out to Tue also. She was on a while ago. I think this was I'm not trying to think about what season it was, because back then I didn't write the seasons on my banner, but I think she was in season 2. Yeah, because I think just about all of y'all have been on UPRN now. And I think, do I have Teal's? I don't think I have Teal's banner, because that was before I started saving all my banners, because I do them all on Pixar, right? But you know who else do I need to give a shout out to? Market. Now he's on your picture, and that he was on with Sin Trader Hill. He actually introduced me to Teal, or maybe vice versa. I think Mark introduced me to Teal, I want to say.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I love Teal. She's amazing.
Yes, we definitely got to give a big shout out to Teal.
Yes,
I think I
absolutely.
have a picture of her.
Yeah, because she's the one that actually founded the Para Hunters and put the team together and everything. So she handpicked, who she wanted on the team. So
yeah,
we love doing it.
So when were you guys founded?
It's been about 2 years ago now.
Yeah.
Was it?
It's been 2 to 3 years ago, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, you mean you got a really good team, a lot of different people on there. Did you want to give a shout out to anybody else on the team? I'm still looking for that picture too.
I have to give a shout out to my daughter, Bella. She's on the team as well. But yeah, I love everyone on our team. Everyone's, solid. We've known each other. We're founded about 2 years ago, but we've known each other for years.
Yes.
Awesome. Love it.
Well, and I'd like to say, or shout out to Susan Hill.
Yes.
She's in the hospital right now, and she's still battling leukemia. So, yeah, just wanted to say hi to her and that we're thinking about her.
She has the absolute best hugs.
Yes, I sure miss her.
Yeah.
Hugs to Susan. Oh,
yes.
Getting sick is no fun, is it? That's not.
No.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
So your dog, did they join us, Leila, in the background?
Yeah, they're actually, I'm going to knock on wood. They're being calm and just laying down right now. So
They don't
I'm going to leave them be.
Yeah, my kitty cat, I thought, would already be jumping across my laptop, but they haven't done that yet.
Yeah.
But I want to thank you both for joining right after work, during a work week. I really appreciate it. I know we're soon coming up on Mother's Day soon. Is there any kind of spooky mom stuff you want to talk about, or?
Well, I can tell you about my mom. She was with me whenever I very first went to the Hugo Frisco Depot Museum. And I know I've talked about that several times because that is one of the most haunted places that I've been to. And it's right here in Oklahoma, not that far from me. But it's an old train depot. And so we went there just to look for the history, look at the history. And so we were in there, and there was a lady that came up the stairs, and then she went in the first room, which the first room is a very small room. And so she never came back out. And so we were like, where did she go? So I went looking for her, and my dad was sitting downstairs because he had bad knees. So he was sitting at the base of the stairs. And I asked my dad, I said, did you see that lady that came through? And he goes, there's nobody been through here. And I said, oh my goodness. And then her name is Donna Head. She's actually the one that runs the Frisco Depot Museum. And so she came up and started talking to me, and she's telling me about that the place is really haunted and they see and hear things all the time. So, and I told her, so I'm actually a ghost hunter. So now we're really good friends, and we've investigated the depot several times.
Awesome.
And and we found out that the lady's name was Beatrice, and that she went to school there in Hugo and everything. And so anyways, but my mom was with me when that happened, and Beatrice, the spirit, she said that the reason that she liked me and wanted to talk to me was because I was with my mom and she was looking for her mom.
Oh, that's really sweet. Oh my gosh. Wow.
So yeah, my mom helped me find a ghost.
Now I've got a special guest. It's a surprise. I'm going to bring on stage here. We got.
Hey, how are you?
Hi, Jamie. Hi, Leila.
Good to see you.
Hey, Jen. How are you? Yeah, so hey, I enjoy being a surprise guest to two of my favorite ghost hunters and my favorite host of the podcast. I love all of y'all, and this has been so much fun sneaking in and peeking in on this, and I'm enjoying it. So it's nice to see all of y'all.
Well, good to see you too.
Jenny was on. I think you were on last on the New Year's Eve episode.
I was.
With Dale. Oh my God, it was hilarious.
And here's Dale.
When the music went out.
Hey, Dale.
Say hi, Dale. So are y'all sharing stories?
Can you tell us again about the Jefferson ghost?
Oh gosh, yes. The Jefferson Palace Hotel in Jefferson, Texas is our favorite all-time place to ghost hunt. And we had a really eye-opener that happened to us during an investigation. Dale was attacked by a spirit by the name of Nick in the doll room. And the way it happened was Dale was provoking. And I told Dale, don't provoke, because you never provoke a spirit that you can't see, and you're unaware of their abilities and what they can do. And he says, oh, but Nick's a bad guy, and he picks on children and women, and I'm going to tell him, if you want to pick on somebody, pick on a real man, pick on me. Well, he did. And he picked on Dale. And Dale, you learned the hard way, didn't you?
Yeah. I woke up in the middle of the night and being choked out. Ended up on the floor on all fours, and I couldn't breathe for like almost about 2 minutes. Wow. I was about to go out from it, pass out. Yeah. And it was just a relief. It let off.
Right. So when they say that the Jefferson Palace Hotel in Jefferson, Texas is one of the most active hotels on the planet, it is the truth. And Leila and Jamie have been there. We have ghost hunted together there, and they know exactly what I'm talking about. It's an awesome place. And so for your viewers, if you haven't been there, go. If you love ghosts and you love to investigate, you must go there.
Well, thanks so much for being on the show tonight for a little peekaboo guest.
Well, thank you so much, and I miss you girls. I can't wait to
get together soon.
Yeah, and thank you, Jen, for inviting me. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Bye, Jamie.
Okay, love you guys.
Bye.
Bye. You never know who you're going to meet.
I know.
Right? I loved it when we were in Denton, or you guys were in Denton with Teal, and she literally just passed her phone around.
Oh, yes. That was fun.
Oh, my gosh. That was so fun. When are you guys doing the Denton thing again?
We'll start back up in October. They have a whole thing now where they're known as Halloween Town. That's their deal. So they've really gotten into the whole spirit of everything. So it's really cool.
Yeah, and they do stuff through the whole month of October now.
Yeah.
Oh, for the whole month now, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have events every weekend, all month long.
I'll give a shout out to Teal Gray's. One of her books is Haunted Denton. She has a whole bunch of books. Check them out on her website. But what were you going to say, Leila, before that?
Oh, at the Jefferson, I think Jamie was with me at the time, but we were in the doll room, and I have a video on my TikTok where the doll is in a crib and it starts just swinging as we're talking to it. So that's really
I remember that.
Do you have it on your TikTok you can share?
Yeah, I have it on my TikTok. I don't know if I can pull it up right now because I'm on my phone, but yeah, if you go to my TikTok, it's under my name. I have it on there.
I have TikTok on my laptop. I have it on my phone, but not my laptop.
I know. It messed me up when I couldn't get on my laptop.
You will have to check that out, folks, when you're watching. Go to, where do they find it under your TikTok?
It's just under my name, Leila Olivarri. So you just pull it up, and I have several videos I posted on there.
How about you, Jamie? Do you want to give a shout out to where people can find your videos and your pictures, or do you want to pull up any? Or I guess you're on your phone too, right? So
yeah, I'm on my phone too, but I do have a TikTok, but I'm terrible with it. I don't hardly ever put anything on there. So it's mainly Facebook and Instagram. So, and it's just under my name. It's Jamie Mose, and then the Instagram, which you can find it from my Facebook, but it's Jamie MPTA on Instagram. Perfect.
And on the banner on the bottom, I've got y'all's Facebook page. So if people want to find you there, they can also find you there.
Yes.
And and is there any other shout outs that you want to give to any other websites or anything for the Para Hunters? Because I was kind of looking on Facebook. I know there used to be a website, but I don't know if there is now for Teal or the Para Hunters.
I think I'm not sure if she paused it, or I think she may have taken it down. I'm not 100% sure.
Okay. So it's best to look for, if you're looking for one of the Para Hunters, look for them individually. Because there's a lot of y'all, and I wasn't able to put all of the different people's names up on the banner. So if you want to find them, just go look at the Para Hunter pictures of everybody and look at their individual sites. Now, is there any other type of things that you want to talk about that you guys have experienced that kind of stick out in your mind?
Oh my goodness.
I know there's been so much. It's hard to
you mentioned that doll at the Jefferson that started swinging like this. What What's the name of that doll? It was in the doll room, right?
It was in the doll room. I don't think it had a name. We didn't get a name out of it, but
was it one of the ones like up on the wall, or
no? It was literally it was in the crib,
it was in
and
the
then
crib?
and then the crib started swinging. So it was a doll that was in the crib.
That room itself is just spooky. What do you think, Jamie? I know you deal with a lot of haunted dolls, but do you find a room like that spooky where most of the dolls were not enclosed in glass or something?
No, I love dolls. I don't have any problems with them. And I've actually spent the night a couple of times in the doll room. So yeah, we're friends.
Your friends.
I love the Jefferson though.
Oh yes.
We said I stayed in the mirror room. That was a little spooky because mirrors freak me out. Of all things, I don't like mirrors, but
so
it's
do you
fun.
believe that the spirit use mirrors to go through, and that's how they get around?
I absolutely do.
Yeah.
I know when they perform exorcisms, they always try to cover up all the mirrors or reflective,
right? And
reflective in the house.
At wakes and stuff at the house, the same thing, right? They cover the mirrors so the spirits don't get confused and get lost in the mirror somewhere.
Yeah. I do not have a mirror in my room. That's one of my things I don't do.
You know, you make me wonder because I've got this huge mirror.
See?
And it's facing my closet.
That's funny. I was like that even as a kid, though, as my parents would think I was crazy because I had a mirror in the room and I'd cover it up with towels. I just hated it.
But you know, the ones downstairs that we don't go down there very often, just for laundry and all that, right? But there's like spare bedrooms and stuff. I keep those covered.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think it's instinctive.
Yeah.
But
So
the Jefferson, we were actually in, I don't think it's actual mirror room, but we were in a room with a mirror, and it wasn't me that got it, but it was another person I was with, and they got a face in one of the mirrors, and it was like a mirror that was kind of high up, yeah, and they got a face in it, and of course it was not any of us. And then
they say if you do that, like when you take pictures of reflective surfaces, that's a great way to see like a shadow figure and stuff like that, because you're not going to really see them another way. Like they like to kind of do it, I guess, indifferently, right? Have you noticed stuff like that on your cameras when you take pictures?
Oh yeah.
Or you see them out of the corner of your eye more when you try to look and see full on.
Right.
It's very rare to catch a shadow figure full on.
I know recently on Expedition X, I don't know if y'all watched Josh Gates, his new lady with the blonde hair. They were at this huge castle, and she was, or was it a house? But she was taking pictures on reflective surfaces, and sure enough, she saw like right off the bat there was like 2 or 3 different shadow figures in them.
Yeah. Wow, I need to go back and watch those. I just haven't had time to watch those here lately, but I do like that show.
Yeah, me too. They have a lot of different things. I like that they don't just cover, the ghosts. They also cover everything else, right?
Yeah. There's a lot of interesting things on there.
Do you guys have any other experiences with UFO or any cryptid creature?
I have been on a Bigfoot hunt, but we didn't find one. But it was fun.
Where did you go?
We went to the Sam Houston Forest down by Houston, Texas.
Houston, okay, yeah.
That's supposed to be Bigfoot territory down there.
Yeah. And then I've also been down Bragg Road. We went through there, but we weren't actually officially Bigfoot hunting. We were just kind of seeing what we could see, but we didn't see one there either. But it was, there's been several seen in that area. So
you never know. If you look at South Texas, like even the Laguna Madre area, and maybe even, some of the other woodland areas, or even deep over by like the canyons and stuff. You just don't know, right? There's a lot of places where I guess humans don't really hang out. Like look how big Big Bend is. That's a big park.
Yeah.
My dad was always fascinated with UFOs, and I finally, right before he passed, figured, I'm like, well, you know what? He was in the Air Force, and I finally asked him, I'm like, was there a reason for that? And he did say that they did have an incident, and because he worked at Cheyenne Mountain in Colorado, and they were all, talked to and told nothing happened and shut it down.
Really?
So I definitely think there's something out there.
So your dad believed, hey, is that part of the reason why he joined Air Force?
No, I think he was in the Air Force, and that just happened to, that was something that happened to him. And then from then on, ever since I could remember, he was just fascinated with anything to do with that.
Well, thank you for your dad's service. Wow. That's awesome. Yeah, it's always nice to hear people serving. And isn't TWC, aren't they veterans also? I want to say one of them is.
No, they do help with a lot of veterans causes, but no, they're not veterans themselves.
Okay, now I've had the father-son team on from Granbury, Texas.
Greg and Brandon.
Yes, yeah. I think there's a one in the oven with them, so they haven't been really active. But I usually like to try to have them on during, like Memorial Day weekend and stuff like that. But there's all kinds, especially when you go to like the battlefield. Have you been to any of the battlefield areas?
Oh yeah.
Have you?
Jamie's been to more than I have, but yeah.
Did you have a big uptick, do you find, Jamie, when you go visit those areas?
I don't know if it was a big uptick, but it's. I mean, we had some stuff happen because we were out in the middle of this. It was the Gettysburg. We were walking in the middle of the field, and we heard what we thought kind of sounded like cannon fire. But then again, we were kind of out there, or it could have been something, But
I believe you did hear it, and here's why. I'm going to say again, Expedition X, the last one they did, they caught an EVP of a gun that was of that era. They had it analyzed, and you could hear it, because they picked up a bullet around, and after they picked up that bullet, then they got that EVP, and I was like, how cool is that, right? I mean, you can't like fake stuff like that because they had it analyzed, and it is that sound, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's amazing. I love stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Gettysburg is amazing. And then we investigated a house there. We talked to a couple of Civil War soldiers. We saw a shadow figure up in the attic. And I love Gettysburg.
Was that the house where the lady was hit with the bullet through the door?
No. Jenny Wade House? No, I think it was called the Outlook or Lookout House, something like that. But it's a privately owned home, but they let us investigate it. So But the Jenny Wade House was really neat. We were in there, but I don't really remember getting too much activity there. But now down in the orphanage, kind of across the street, the orphanage was amazing. We got some voices and things like that. And even the dust, like on the floor, like kicked up, and there was nobody over there.
Interesting.
So
I remember when Project Fear was there, they got a fair amount of activity. And I think the message basically they got from Jenny was bring flowers. She doesn't feel like she's, doesn't want to leave. She likes going there. I think she's still baking the bread for the soldiers there. And then in another episode of somebody else, they were talking to the sniper who actually hurt or killed Jenny. And he was saying that how he felt bad about it. So maybe that's why he's there, right?
Yeah, could be.
Yeah. It's interesting. And then I think another team were there, and then they kind of felt the other side were there. They were trying to warn them. They were trying to tell them, I think that was with the Project Fair one. They were trying to tell them to go downstairs and hide because the other side was there. And you could hear footsteps walking around upstairs.
I always think it's cool when the spirits warn you. I've had that happen. That's always cool.
Right? Yeah, they still think they're under siege. Yeah. Well, I really appreciate having you both on the show tonight. It was great having you back on. And I wish everybody coming up soon a happy Mother's Day to the heavenly moms and the moms that are to be and the present moms and pet moms.
For baby moms, everybody.
That's right, everybody. So do you want to give a shout out again to your followers, Jamie or Leila?
Yeah, just hey to everyone. Thank you for watching and keeping up with everything we do. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, same for me. Thank you for everything. And hopefully I'll be able to go on some new adventures, but I will be down for a few months. So when I have my surgeries and things, because I'm going to have back-to-back neck and then back surgery. So I probably won't be really doing a whole lot until closer to August or September. But whenever
then we're going to be getting into trouble.
I wish you all the best with your surgeries.
Thank you.
And your recovery. Yes. Everybody send out some prayers for Jamie for a good surgery and for recovery. Well, thanks again, ladies, for being on the show tonight. I'm going to leave everybody now with some BOG Team music. Let's see. Will we put on some 80s music? Thanks
Sure.
again for being on the show, everybody.
Thank you for having us. Thank you.
Guided by love, the spirits abound, the roots on the ground team.